idea, okay, I have this idea, what next? Did you do anything?
Yeah, well, the thing about, I think there's no one way. Every time I write a script, it's completely different. So sometimes I might outline it, other times I might take strips of paper, I'll type up all these ideas, and I literally start cutting paper and taping it up. It's absolute insanity. I've had people walk into my place and go, this looks like that movie Seven with a guy
like a maniac,
like a psychopath, literally. And I try not to do that anymore, but every time it's different. And it may start with character, it may be a world, it may be an idea. So there's no one way. Ultimately, as you're writing, you get to the revelation of what you're trying to say. But I think people that suggest you should have your theme, your idea, what you're trying to say, it's very hard to know that until you've been working on a piece.
Nowadays, film and TV are almost the same.
Yeah, and I'm the fool because I left television to get movies, and then television got better.
Exactly. Actors are going to television. Film actors are going now to
yeah, so the joke's on me, right? I think the problem is that you say that what film can do, unlike any other medium, is this magnificent spectacle story. It can take you to any fantastic world. So that if someone is going to pay money to go to a theater, they expect, oftentimes, a spectacle. But the danger of that is you get Michael Bay. You know, so you have this, you get bombarded by images and sound, and you stagger out of the theater as if you've just been attacked by the FBI, you know, and you don't feel anything afterwards. So television allows you, in some ways, to have more intimate storytelling, more and better writing. So that's the danger.
About your experience in the X-Files, Colombia was thinking of the world. Here in Colombia, have like us, we're very fans about the project. What's your experience in the X-Files?
Well, I was a writer-producer on the X-Files. I worked in the second season. But what was interesting is that when I was working on that, you have to go to very dark places when you're writing that show. And it gets very lonely when you're working on a Saturday night, it's November, it's freezing, and everyone's out having a party on Saturday night, and you're working on a ghost story at 20th Century Fox in an empty studio, right? So it was a great learning experience, and I'm proud of the work I did on the show. But I actually left that show to go write a comedy. Because I needed to have something to laugh about. So the one lesson I've learned is I try and mix things up, you know, write a drama, write a comedy, keep changing things so it's not cheap. And then I got stuck in writing really scary, creepy stories.
Well, that advice for that people to get motivated to, you know, to...
Well, I think if you can do anything else, do it. If you only write if you can't not write. If something is compelling you to do it. I don't think that the idea you like writing is going to motivate you. It's something... for example, this morning I tried to go to breakfast, and every time I got to the door, I got a new idea and I had to go back and write it. Okay, so I go to try it. And I did this like 6 times. I go, I'm out of my mind. But that's what being a writer is. I will tell you this, that sometimes you might collaborate with somebody. That's a way to really advance your career. But they found at the Writers Guild of America, which is the main organization for professional writers, it takes an average of 13 years to become a member of the Writers Guild.
Wow. Do screenwriters must have a course to understand executives?
If they sleep with them, yes.
Because many screenwriters have great ideas,
right?
And when they the door, you know, the market, the executives say, this is not what we want.
You know, for example, the movie that I did, Heaven's Rain, we raised the money on our own, so we didn't have to answer to anybody. The movie that I'm writing right now, I'm writing on my own. I'm not being paid to write it. So either someone's going to buy the movie that I want to direct or not. So that's the game I'm playing now. I'm not playing the Hollywood studio game. You know, because there was a movie that I wrote with my sister that we were both very proud of for Disney. And then we walked away, and they brought in other writers that worked on Hannah Montana. And I'm not judging them, I'm just saying it went from being here to this, it was more for kids. And I believe you can have a movie that does both, that appeals to adults and children, and then it became Camp Rock. So the movie was not what we wanted it to be, but it was extremely successful. So the money that we made from that enabled me to make my other movie.